questions, please?
Neil, you're a little bit baffled by the rule?
Sorry?
You're a little bit baffled?
I'll say that the players in this competition have taken the game to the next level. There's no question the quality of what we've got out there as a product, but we're not keeping pace with how we officiate. And coaches have talked all year about sides. Our season hung on a couple of decisions, and I don't care if you put 5 in that video box. They've got 2 now, but Clark and Simpkins, I don't know. And I think you've got an opposition coaches saying, look at the rub of the green tonight, but couldn't buy a result there. And those of you that know rugby league, you know that there's a bit of a tussle at the start of the game, and you look at the very first penalty in the game, you say, try and justify that against the first 20 tackles in the game, and you've got Shane Hayne blowing a penalty against Glenn Hall when they're in yardage, and we've worked hard to get down there, and you go, well, where did that come from? If you're going to find those penalties in the game, blow 30. Don't toss that up. And you get the same old thing. Bill and Stewie, our season's hung on a couple of decisions, and maybe we should have tackled the guy into touch, but I think he's promoted the ball and Foran's touched the ball. I mean, why else was Jamie Lyon trying to flick it on desperately? The boys knew. Johnathan knew as soon as he jumped for it, he was pointing straight to it, but I don't know. I can't, my phone's going off the hook, we've been dudded, but it's not going to help us, is it? So it leaves a bit of taste in our mouth, because I think both those sides, deserve a better performance than that. And I'm not saying they're biased. I'd say they're incompetent. And that's it. And I'm not a man there.
But how are you going to change? Well, you're not going to completely overhaul the standard.
Well, who are they accountable to? Bill Harrigan and Stuart Raper? Shane Matesky? Nathan McQuirk? Who puts the places that we're going to do a review of how this is set up? The Commission? Maybe they will. But we've said all year they haven't been up to the mark. They're full time. They don't have a feel for the game. Who listens with sports ears? I think you could come up with how many times they dismiss captains that come up and say, sir, the language. You talk about respect. They need to respect our players. I just think there's an inequity. I think if that's the best we've got out there tonight, and as I said, we've got to put 2 men in the video referee's box. Maybe address it by talking about ex-players being referees. Why don't we get a few ex-players in the box? Video referees.
Josie, how do you feel?
Got it. Yeah, I can sit here and say we had opportunities to win the game, but honestly, those decisions, I just can't justify them.
You said on the film that you felt you were robbed. Have you been robbed in this game?
Without a doubt. Like even that kick, he said it wasn't intentional when he grounded the ball. Doesn't matter. He grounded the ball in the in-goal. Wasn't that a dropout? Like, you used to know the... Just... yeah, I was frustrated out there, no doubt. I can sit here and say all those things, but honestly, the standard of our refereeing...
Johnathan, you went up to Kira for that ball.
Yeah.
You definitely touched it.
Yeah. Can't you see that on the screen? Can you see it on the screen? And that's what I asked him. You just get the same answers all the time, mate, honestly.
What were you thinking when they watched a million replays? Were you thinking they weren't going to award it?
where's the benefit, like, honestly, like, this has been around rugby league longer than I have. What do you reckon?
The more they roll the replays, the more likely there's going to be a try. I mean, that's been proven all season. So, you know, they start debating it up there. I mean, just go with a decision. You know, I don't think we're going to be any better off. I mean, they've got super slow-mo and they've got frame by frame. I looked at it, I thought his hand was there.
Did you know it was coming, Neil, when they kept on going?
Yeah, that's going to be a try. Yeah, benefit out, no doubt. Especially when they started going for the flick that everyone could see. I don't know why they're looking at the flick went backwards from Jamie Lyon. I mean, it bounced off Gavin Cooper's leg and they dived on the ball. I mean, that's a no-brainer, that part of it. You wouldn't have a look at the crucial part of it, is contesting the ball. And that was the main one. I think he might have had 4 looks at that, but then he went on to the rest of it. I mean, there's no need, you know. But again, it's sour grapes from our point of view, but I just think it's the remaining teams in the competition would be a little bit nervous. I imagine the coaches going, well, it's a bit of a lottery. Yeah, we could have tackled him into touch. Yeah, we lacked a bit of composure at times. But I think two of both those decisions rattle us a bit. Like you're in a tight game and your head drops and you say, that's no try and it's awarded. And then you're chasing 10 points and we're playing catch up. We need to get our nose in front. Toady had a 2-on-1 there, maybe to put Ash over to him. We took the ball. Look, we had opportunities. We did. And we need to take those, and to Manly's credit, they shut us down a bit, and they play a sprawling game, and they were good tonight. And but we are a bit bitter and twisted about a couple of decisions. Don't worry about that.
Do you think having 2 in the box is problematic in itself?
Well, I think so. I think that when they start debating it, I mean, I don't know. Do they both have a vote? I don't know what they do. Who's the dominant one? Is there a pocket video man? I don't know how. It hasn't really been explained to us how they come up with it. But
Neil, is this just a concern of yours from this year, or is it something that's been growing in recent years, or just recent weeks? Or?
No, not recent weeks. I think all year there's been a problem with going through video refereeing decisions that are wrong. We go, well, how can they get so many wrong in a season? That's what the video's there for. But we seem to do it. It's just that, we're talking about a competition game here. We've got a few games to go. We're not as uptight, but our season's gone. It's finished, and there's a couple of tough calls, put it that way, that have gone against us. And I'm just a bit dumbfounded about how they could come up with it, but they have, and the game's gone.
Did you feel that the Cowboys were on top before those 2 contentious decisions? We got it back to 12 all.
Yeah, it felt like that way. But like Neil said, it's sort of rattled us a bit, and we just probably weren't composed enough. Like I said, we can sit here and say we had opportunities to win the game. Frustrated, didn't find touch at the end. We had a good attacking set, throw the ball out. There are errors that just need to be composed there, but no doubt those decisions that come from the box certainly rattled us.
JT, in the second half you asked the referee to show you some respect. What did he say to you that led you to?
He just told me to get away. So show me respect, I want to ask you a question. That's what I asked. Did he ground the ball? He said no, it wasn't intentional.
Johnathan, you're talking about the lack of respect from match officials towards players. Do you agree with that? How do you feel about
Yeah. No doubt it gets heated out there. Our season's on the line, and just when decisions are going against you, it does get frustrating. But certainly, I'm just dumbfounded to how they've come to those decisions.
JT, does it hurt so much because you felt that this year really could have been your year, that things were building up really nicely for you guys?
You could say that. No doubt our form's been great. And like Neil said, we had opportunities there to win the game. But it certainly doesn't help when, when I suppose that those decisions make a break.